I already started recording.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm already started. Yeah, go ahead.
Alright.
Deck profile. Paul Mullins.
Hey YouTube, how you doing? Paul Mullins here. Coming at you with my Inzektor deck profile. I'm going to start out with 3 Inzektor Dragonflies. Staple. 3 Inzektor Centipede. Staple. Hornet. Gigaminutes. 10 card Inzektor staple, mandatory for game wins. Next we'll start out with 2 main deck Crows. Crow's a good card in this format. It stops windups. First turn plays with Hunter. As soon as Hunter hits the graveyard, you discard Crow from your hand, remove it from the game completely. It stops the loop. Maxi just allows them to further continue their plays with, no fear of you having a hand. But Crow will stop Hunter in their tracks, dead, first turn. It will, in the mirror match, it stops Hunter. There's a lot of other decks that Crow is really devastating towards.
Like Hornet.
And it's a dark.
Yeah, like Hornet, definitely.
2 Effect Veilers. This card's, a must mandatory card. There's so many monsters out there that do a lot of shit. You gotta get it done. Spirit Reaper. I run 2 Spirit Reapers because this is a stall card. I run a tech spell card in the deck, and which allows me to stall on this monster and stall on the spell card as well. Plus Dino Rabbits have a really hard time of getting over this deck, and most other decks don't main deck options for this card. So, and at random times I can just flip them in face up attack and discard a random card out of your hand. Sangan. Search out my little guys. Dark Arm Dragon. And move on to the spells. Start with 3 Shard of Greeds. Shard of Greed's a good card. This deck doesn't have a lot of draw power. This allows the deck to have some kind of draw power. You stall with Spirit Reaper, sit on Shard of Greed. They have choices. They either MST Mysterious cards, or they hit the Shard of Greed, allowing you to keep your essential traps in place. And it's just a good card all in all. 3 Duality. A lot of people would think, oh, you should run Duality or Shard. You can't run both. But I think Duality speeds up the deck, brings consistency to the hands, gets the cards that I want, things like that. Book of Moon. Pot of Avarice. Foolish, Reborn, Allure, Staples, Draw Power, Heavy, 2 MST, just random card for skill drains and shadow impersonatings from side deck. We'll start with the Solemn Brigade, of course, Staple Trap. Huge Revolution is over. I was main decking Starlight Road for a little while, but I realized the card was just in comparison to the way this card does. If you have a monster on your field and you have Torrential set, and I summon out a monster and you activate Torrential, my Starlight Road is dead. But Huge Revolution is not dead because it says when any 2 cards on the field are destroyed at the same time, you can activate this card. And the last phrase of this sentence is banish it, not destroy it. So cards like counter traps like Magatama and other things like that can't really. The only thing that they can do to this card is Dark Private, and that's going to plus me. So Huge Revolution is over. It's definitely a one-up on Starlight Road, I think, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, well, Snapdragon, he doesn't.
Destroys 2 at the same
Phoenix
time,
Chain.
banish them.
It's just a good card. Phoenix Chain is good to have, 2 Veilers, 2 Phoenix Chains. I feel like 3's over excessive, 2 is a good number. And last but not least, I'll call the Haunted because, nobody likes a Dragonfly lurking around in the graveyard, so, normal summon, warning, activate Call of the Haunted, your opponent feels like an asshole because he just lost 2,000 life points and his field's going to get cleared. So,
I got a question. Why no Armageddon Knight?
Because of the draw power that the deck presents itself, the Hornets are just going to come. They're going to come to my hand eventually with the dualities and the shards. And the Sangans and the Foolishes and the Spirit Reapers stalling, you know, like the Hornets are eventually going to come to my hand. I don't ever have a problem with not having Hornet. It's like it's always there. It's always in my hand. The only card that's inconsistent in this deck is probably Darkrown Dragon. You know, if I draw it late game or if I draw it early game and I don't have any other monsters in my hand but Darkrown Dragon, this could become, you know, an annoying card. But for the most part, Hornets, the deck stalls enough, and the shards allow you to dig through the deck. Allure allows you to dig. The dualities allow you to dig. You just bring the cards to your hand that you want, and Hornet's just never a problem.
Extra deck?
My extra deck's currently not complete right now. I want to have 2 Giga Brilliants. I have 3 Leviathan Dragons. I want to have 2 Leviers, and I want to have a Zen Mains. Maybe 2 Zen Mains, but for right now, you know, I play in tournaments with 5 extra deck cards, and I still win. So.
Yeah, awesome.
Side deck?
You want to do your side deck?
Sure.
Alright. A lot of people don't. I think it's stupid, they should.
My side deck is it's kind of geared towards the meta. So, you know, like it doesn't. There's not a lot of rogue answers for like rogue decks out there. You know, Smashing Grounds for the rabbit matchup when I got to face Lagia and Dolka. Smashing Ground is a real good tech for them. An extra Veiler in case I'm going second against windups. I just like to have that extra hand power to get that going. Electric Virus again. You know, this is mainly for the Dino Rabbit deck because my deck has a hard time beating the other 2 meta decks, and Electric Virus just gives me a little bit more consistency. Just ram Lagia and the Lagia and, you know, whatever. Summon Limit. I don't own Max C's, so I had to think of a card that was close to the same effects that Max C would put or allow, you know, put pressure on your opponent. So, Summon Limit. Can't special summon, or you can't summon more than 2 times per turn. Doesn't really affect me that much, you know. Inzektors don't really do that much special summon. Imperial Iron Wall. This card is good because another problem that this deck has is Dark Worlds. Dark Worlds is an annoying deck, and you know, they do a lot of removing with Dark Smog, Gates. People have chain disappearances. This just allows me to, you know, summon my monsters and not have fear of anything else. Now that Lumina's at 2, there is a lot of Lightsworn decks running around. So, you know, there's a lot of flip effect monsters. Evosols have a lot of flip effect monsters, you know, and that deck can become annoying when they have little dinosaurs that flip up and down and doing crap like that. And you just, I think Nobleman's a good side deck for now. When the Hieroglyph Dragons come out, I'll probably put Master Restrict in the deck so there won't be any more tributing. But and then my last tag is for just for the Dark World matchup, just Gemini Imps. I hate Drag Down. I just don't like the card. And so, you know, I just like to have additional support against Dark Worlds. It's really hard to beat them because my deck is slow and their deck is not that slow.
Awesome. Yeah, that's it, man. Thanks, YouTube. Hey, much, guys. Oh, yeah, like, subscribe, comment is awesome. Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.